Hello, David here at merchantaccounts.ca. If you're completely new to e-commerce or you're overwhelmed with how it all works, stay tuned because in the next couple minutes, I'm going to do my best to demystify it. Stay tuned, we'll dig in 1 second. So there's so many ways to look at this. Are you asking about how to have a successful e-commerce business, or are you asking to understand the technical components? What I'm going to try and do in this video is help you get a general idea of how e-commerce works so that you can build your first e-commerce business. We're going to start by talking about the 3 components because every e-commerce website has 3 things. Component 1 of 3 is the shopping cart software. It powers the add to cart buttons on your website. So you have a website, and on that website are the add to cart buttons. That's how people buy stuff. Now, when they click the button, that software, the shopping cart software, keeps track of what the people want to buy. And then when they click checkout, it has a job to do. Hey, Dave's in Toronto, tax is 13%. The shopping cart adds that to the subtotal. It says, oh, he wants FedEx shipping. Well, that's $20 to Toronto. The job of the shopping cart software is to come up to an order total. When that's done, its job is done for now. We'll circle back to that. That's where component 2 of 3 kicks in. The payment gateway. The shopping cart sends a technical request to the payment gateway. Hey, gateway, wake up. I got this guy here, Dave. He wants to buy this $200 pair of shoes. Here's his credit card number. Can you process this for me? The payment gateway receives the request, goes to Visa or MasterCard, and ultimately the request ends up at the card issuing bank. And the request is, hey, can we have $200 from this guy's credit card? When it gets approved, that's where component 3, the final component 3 of 3, is the merchant account. Money would get moved off of my credit card and get deposited into the merchant's merchant account. And that's where you get the money, but the process isn't done. Now some things have to happen in reverse. Now the payment gateway talks back to the shopping cart. Hey, shopping cart, 50 milliseconds ago, like just less than a second ago, you sent me this guy Dave's credit card number and you asked for it to be processed. Well, I did. The money got deposited into your merchant account. You have it, and your approval code is whatever, ABC123. So the shopping cart knows that the order was approved. It can now send the order notification email out to the merchant. It can send the receipt out to me, hey, thanks for buying these shoes. And the shopping cart can do other stuff. This is where automation comes in. The shopping cart knows the order was approved, so let's say you're drop shipping. It can send the order off to the drop shipper to be shipped out automatically. There's really no limit to the amount of automation that can happen in e-commerce, and it's just understanding that transaction flow. Shopping cart to payment gateway, deposited to the merchant account, the money, and then what happens is it comes back to the shopping cart, and so you can send the order emails. That's the technical walkthrough of e-commerce. But now that you know what you need, how are you going to get it? Are you going to build your own website? Are you going to hire a developer to build a really awesome custom website? Or are you going to use an off-the-cart software like Shopify, which makes it really easy to build a website? Well, consider this. You don't just need to launch a website. You need to run a business, ideally a successful business. And who's going to administrate said website? Do you have an established business? Do you have a budget? If you do and you end up with something too low end, like you just pick like a super easy platform, you're going to be painted into a corner. You'll eventually need functionality that you can't accomplish, a task that you need to accomplish, or you just won't get the optimal result. Now, on the flip side, if you're a cash-strapped startup, you could build something really great, but you'll need some sort of budget to update it because a website's never finished. It's always changing and growing. And if you are too ambitious and it's like a hobby project, you might not actually be able to take advantage of what you've built. And what I'm saying about that, it can be complicated things, but it's also just stuff like your improvements, your headlines, your sales copy, new photos, new ideas, new promotions. How often are you going to be interacting with and updating the website, and will you do it yourself? Will you be relying on someone else? I know I'm throwing a lot of questions at you, but my point is you really have to think. Do I have a successful business that I'm committed to, or is this a side gig and a hobby project that you want to see how it goes? And when you're choosing your platform, like how limited is it? Now, if you're overwhelmed with some of this, one of the things that we do at merchantaccounts.ca, when people go through this process, they set this all up, it has to work together in the end. So it's part of our job to help you understand these components. And let's say you're not sure what you need, we could recommend 5 different shopping cart software platforms. If you use any one of these 5, they would work great. See if there's any one that you like. If you don't like any of them, don't use any of them. Come back and talk to us somewhere. So if you do need a little bit of guidance, reach out to us. We're very happy to help with that. Now, building it's only part of the battle. What you really need are customers. Well, how do you get customers? Well, how can you get customers? We don't even know what your product or service is. There's so much to it about, see, e-commerce is not the most important part of an e-commerce business. It's the business that's important. So a lot of the success or failure of an e-commerce business is not the website. It's not the technical stuff. It's where your customers. Where are they? I mean that literally. How are you going to reach them? Is it traditional search? Is it social media? If it's Facebook, that's better for an older demographic. If you're targeting younger people, it's Instagram or TikTok. And when you're approaching them, like what problem? What is your unique selling proposition? What will make them want to do business with you? And then when they arrive on your website, how are you going to gain their trust, help them overcome their fear of purchasing? How are you going to make them really want to engage with you and actually do that purchase? And so when you really get into this process, it all flows. It makes sense. It starts here and it ends down there and it flows organically. And you really start by thinking, who is my customer? What is their problem? And how am I helping them to solve that problem? I could do a much deeper dive on how e-commerce works. We could dig in. There's so many components to it. If you do have any questions that you'd like me to dig into deeper, please do leave a comment below because I would like to know what people would like to better understand. And in the meantime, I hope this demystified the components and also got you thinking it's not just the technical stuff. The business is the most important part of an e-commerce business. Thanks for watching and have a great day there. Bye now.